Dinah Hayden's journey in pageantry began at the age of 23, when a friend recommended her to enter Femina Miss India. She finished second place and earned the title of Miss India World. She represented India at the 47th edition of the Miss World. During the question and answer segment of the competition, Hayden responded to the question, "Why do you want to become Miss World?" by stating, "I draw inspiration from a famous writer and poet, William Butler Yeats, who once wrote, 'With dreams begin responsibility.' Well, for me, this title is that dream, and the responsibility it brings. I cherish that in a small way, I could make a difference and help the dreams of others." That is what she is exactly following right now. She is an Indian actress, television host, model, and the winner of Miss World 1997 pageant. She is the third Indian woman to win the title of Miss World. She also won 3 subtitles during the pageant and is the only Miss World title holder to do so. A girl who was born in Hyderabad, Andhra Pradesh, India, is now putting her life for humanity. Let's welcome Miss World 1997, Dinah Hayden, in tonight's Darbar.
Namaskar and namaste and welcome to your favorite show, Star Darbar. I am Ragini, and like every Wednesday, I'm here to celebrate Diwali with you. I know that you all are excited about the festivity, about this whole month. I mean, it is not even this month. It started from September, and we are really continuing it. And that is the reason we have a very special guest tonight who actually won the heart of millions. Yes, of course, by her smile, by that beautiful personality, and of course, her work. Yes. We want to welcome Dinah Hayden in our show tonight. Dinah, welcome. And we are really, really so excited to have you here.
Thank you, Ragini. It is absolutely my pleasure.
This is so good to see you again. Welcome back to New Jersey, New York. New York misses you. New Jersey misses you. Seriously. We had like a very small, I can say, chat time like among us because we were busy during the shows, and you came for such big events in the month of July and August. So, but this is the time I feel that we can really chat and know more about you. And my viewers who already know you, that's fine. But some viewers are worldwide, so they want to know more about Dinah Hayden. And that is why we want to ask you few things, which maybe you have answered several times, but few things I can tell you that you will be answering for the first time.
Ooh, yeah. I'd like to hear that now.
Yes, exactly.
Ask away.
Exactly. The first question you have heard from everyone, but I'm going to ask you the same thing also, that you are not from the modeling background and you came, you won. How is that possible?
Well, it's actually very possible because there are so many girls who enter who are not from the modeling background, especially today. And I used to manage artists. I worked in the corporate world before winning Miss India and Miss World. And Anaida, who was a very big pop star at the time in India, I used to manage her, and she made me send my photographs in for the Miss India competition. And the rest, as they say, is history.
Like, what was your experience? Because like handling some artists is a different thing, but to join something and have that, I can say that like to compete with other girls, right? And how was that time?
It's very, very different because I was managing Anaida, Mehnaz, Piyush Soni, and a band called Mantra. These are very, very big artists at the time. And I remember when I got chosen for Miss India and we were in rehearsals, Hemant Trivedi, who was the choreographer at the time, and he was doing the rehearsals. It was Hemant Trivedi and Lubna Adams. And Hemant would go, everybody, rehearsal time. And I'm on the phone coordinating with dancers to be in Pune in time for a night's performance. And there was a mess up. They didn't go the previous night. And Hemant was always, Hayden, get back here. I was like, oh my God, my artist needs these dancers because she's performing tonight. It was two very different worlds I was dealing with at the same time. But I did it. And then I won Miss India. And then I went to Miss World. And so then I could focus. But it was very different, the shift from going from a corporate background into a modeling world. I used to organize events before that. But being in that position, I think it actually helped me having managed artists before as well, because what I used to tell my artists, I had to put into practice myself of, not allowing the headiness of being in the limelight and all the attention get to you. And I think that helped as well, because I had the behind the scenes, the backstage experience of dealing with it. So it was just putting it into practice.
Dana, this is really surprising that the way you have started, but when you entered Miss India, or you won Miss India and went for Miss World, so that time, what was your family's reaction? I mean, they ever thought that our prince is gonna be like, she's gonna get it, or they were like, okay, try yourself out, it doesn't matter?
You see, I was very independent. I was working from a very young age, and my family were, they've always said she's done it on her own accord, because I've been working from the time I was 16 years old and living on my own too. But they were very supportive, and they were very, very happy when I won. And I'll tell you something. Unless you are in the modeling field and you have been dealing with it for a long time, it takes a lot of people by surprise, and it's a lot to digest. But they were very positive and very supportive, of course.
You have something very special, you know that. I know that. I love your smile.
Oh.
I know another best thing about you, that you are always you. I never saw you being someone which is not Diana Hayden, and the real Diana Hayden is different. I don't think so, because I have seen you in the cover, I have seen you face to face, I have seen you on stage, and what I felt is that reality, if you say something about that a person being real, that's you. And that's always knocked me out, because I have seen in my very, very little experience so many people I have met with, but your humbleness and your humility, that touched me so much. I really cannot tell you.
Keep it going. I love it.
Yes, I will. And for this reason, I think that you really have more special things about you, and my viewers should know about it too, that you are not only one, three other subtitles also you are holding on. How you made that possible, girl? What you did? I mean,
I did not.
what have you done? Seriously.
I didn't do anything, because at Miss World, the subtitles that I won was Miss Beachwear, Miss Photogenic, and Miss Asia Oceanic Beauty Queen. Now, I was just there. That was it. It was very funny, because I remember when I won, they announced Miss Beachwear. I think Beachwear was first, a Photogenic, and I was right at the top of the steps, and I had to come walking down. It was the most beautiful stage. It was a live forest stage where it was in the Seychelles, and you had waterfalls and you had live plants all around. It was stunning. And I was right at the top of the stairs, and I had to come down the steps and across the stage and take my award. And I turned and I walked all the way back to the top, some 25 stairs I had to climb, or maybe 40. And they announced the next, which was Miss Photogenic, and I had to come down again. And Lou Gossett Jr. was a judge, and it was amazing. It was just a magical night.
So I think that they also thought the same thing by looking at you. They of course you are photogenic. There is no doubt about it. But I think that they were just mesmerized, exactly just like me when I saw you on stage. Your words are so motivated towards the audience. I mean, I was looking at you as a whole. I couldn't find yourself without you. Seriously, I mean, this is my thing, and I think that who know you outside, I mean, right now, who are listening and who know you personally, they will say that, yes, Ragini, we cannot say this in person, but you are saying it.
Ragini, I appreciate that. What I try and do is keep it simple. Genuinely, that is my philosophy. Just keep it simple. And there's no point being anybody but yourself, because people see through. And it will show out in some way or the other. And there's no reason to. Life is so short, unless you're a monster, and I'm not. I swear I'm not.
Oh my God, this is really, really lovely. Yes, you are not a monster. We know that. And that is why we love you. I mean, I love you. I don't know about others. I have nothing to do with them. But seriously, the first time I saw you, I just felt just the same thing that I told you right now. And you know that I told you earlier as well.
Thank you.
Yeah. And mostly, I want to ask you that when you entered the Miss World and Miss India, the grooming sessions, and those sessions, and you are also doing some grooming sessions. So how are they?
So it's very different, because when I won Miss India and I was going to Miss World, at that time, we didn't have the amount of grooming that they have now for pageants or for the Miss World. So we had Hemant Trivedi and Ritu Kumar help with our clothes. I asked Mickey Mehta was there to help me work out. And I asked for Shamak Davar to help me do dance classes. And I did a couple, and I was like, dancing is not my scene. It's not my strongest suit. At least definitely not Bollywood dancing. But it helped with movement, and that was the purpose of me trying that. And we didn't have people to tell us how to walk and talk and all of that. I mean, they did have Sabira Merchant to help the girls speak. But when I remember at the Miss India competition, Sabira was there and she gave everybody a paragraph to read. And when I read my paragraph, she was like, "Oh, you're all right." And I was like, "Of course I am." But, I come from a very, very strong educational background, as much as I am an 8th standard dropout myself. My mother's a teacher. Both my grandmothers were teachers, and I was a voracious reader. So, and I was always hungry to better myself. I was always hungry to improve. And I would sit there. I remember on Doordarshan, I would watch Tejeshwar Singh and Mini Mathur and, these Doordarshan television hosts, and they were so articulate and they carried themselves with such bearing. And I was just so impressed. There was this one lady, there was Tejeshwar Singh, and there was this one lady with a rose in her hair. Oh, she was so beautiful. But I always wanted to improve. And when I won Miss World, and when I wrote my grooming book for women, I found that there were so many people out there who wanted to better themselves and wanted to take care of their hair and their skin and know how to dress, know their body shape, and how to present themselves, even confidence. So that's part of the lectures I do. I do grooming lectures. I do motivational lectures. I do bridging the gap sometimes for two corporates when they're merging. I do, corporate lectures. Just it depends on what people need. Motivational is something that gets incorporated into every lecture because I find that be it individuals, be it small organizations or big corporates, multinationals as well, everybody wants that little bit of motivation for their employees, for their family members, for the individual, and it depends. I package it according to whom I'm speaking with, and it always helps. I've got such a wide, vast array of experiences to draw from. So my lectures, be it on grooming, be it on motivation, be it on synergy, I draw from my own experiences and from others' experiences as well, because I find that storytelling always helps get a message across that much stronger. And to come back, sorry, I went on a tangent, didn't I? But to come back to your point about grooming, yes, I do grooming lectures as well. There's a huge market for it, and there's a huge hunger for it.
Spiritualism and Diana, I mean, what do you really think about it?
Hand in hand, Ragini. I used to be religious growing up, and I veered more towards spiritualism because my eyes opened to all other religions around me. And that's what I tell my little kids. I mean, I've got a 5-year-old and I've got twins that are 3. And my 5-year-old comes back home with questions that, you've got to be ready for at this time. We probably asked those questions when we were 8 or 9. But, she asks about God and about other religions. And all I say is be true to yourself, be kind, treat others the way you would like to be treated. That is my strongest point with my kids. And give respect and accept nothing less in return. It's God is there, God is in everything, and God is in the detail for sure. I'm a very spiritual person, and I feel very blessed. And I try and instill the same thing in my children.
You see that? I cannot say more. I don't know what I'm going to say, but I know that what I have seen in you. So here is the thing. Yes, of course. I want to go back a little, like before you were a winner, before you even started your school. So we all hear that you are from Hyderabad and you stayed there. So how was your childhood? We would love to know about a little.
My childhood was very, very simple. It was very happy. My father was a plumber. My mother was a teacher. And it was just my brother and myself. And he lives in Canada now, and I live in Texas now. But we had a whole bunch of cousins, and it was filled with laughter and music and studies, of course. We are Indian kids, and playing with the kids in the area, in our colony. It was beautiful. It was pure. It was lovely. And then my parents split up when I was in my early teens. And then I quit school in the 8th standard, and I was working from then on. But my childhood, I was a very middle-class, average kid who climbed trees, played kabaddi, rode bikes, played a little bit with dolls, but I liked doing, the rough stuff, the whole riding on the bikes and climbing the trees. And it was just a really healthy, middle-class, average childhood with very strong Indian values.
When you won Miss World,
Mm-hmm.
lots of new door open to you.
Yes.
Lots of new faces you have started to see. Mostly what we see from everyone is mostly either they became actresses, or they are doing their social work, but with a lot of buzz. What we see from you is you are doing your charitable work, not only in one space though, but in the whole world. but you are just doing it because you love it, because it's your passion. You follow that rule. I think you took it from Bhagavad Gita or from Lord Krishna, that you do your work but never expect anything in return, exactly the way you are grooming your kids. So I think that what you are doing, that's amazing. I'm like, we are going to talk about it, of course, but I really want to know that why you thought that, okay, let me just keep myself with myself and not to um, go out and make a lot of buzz, but I just want to do something from my heart. I think that came in your work. So, what was it? What really motivated you not to go for the glam, glitz, blitz, everything, and to stay as the way you are?
You know, my charity work started especially with Miss World, when I won Miss World. And Ragini, to be honest, it just reached something inside of me. It connected with something inside of me that was just so simple and pure. I mean, the feeling that I felt was pure, and it just motivated me to do more and more. And it's funny because I'm a very, very private person, but I do open up and I speak about things that are really private. I speak publicly about it when I know that it's going to make a difference, or I hope it can make a difference. But there are times when you need to speak about something to generate and to garner awareness for a project, and otherwise you do things because you enjoy doing it. Like I travel the world and I build with Habitat for Humanity, and I just love doing it. It feeds my soul. The work I do feeds my soul. And I do a little bit here and a little bit there, and as much as I can. And when there is something that needs awareness drawn to it, then I would do interviews about it and talk about it. But generally, it's just another side of me. I don't think any one of us are single faceted. We all have so many different dimensions to us and different parts of us that need to get fed emotionally, physically. You need food. Emotionally, you need love. And for my soul, I have my babies and I have the charity work that I do.
That is really beautiful. It shows it in you. I'm telling you this.
No,
And have you ever felt any kind of like pressure, or you want to do something and it is not happening, and you are like, I need to do this. I have to do this. Anything like that you have ever felt?
well, a few things. I remember for the longest time when I was in my 20s, in my teens, actually, into my 20s, I had this craving of I don't know what. And it was a craving of I need to do something and I don't know what it is.
Hmm.
But I think when I grew up, I've been blessed where I had the opportunity to satisfy a lot of that craving within me. One is with the work that I do, I found a lot of satisfaction. I get a lot of satisfaction in it. And the other is with my babies. There's a wholesomeness that I felt, and I've always wanted to have children from the time I was 8 years old. So I felt complete. And I do feel complete because I think these two things that are together in my life complete a whole aspect of me. But I think there are times where you would have a craving and you want to do something, and you should try it because life is just a journey. And if you have a fear stopping you from trying something, and this is what I say even in my lectures, always question yourself. Why? You know, why not? And an answer will come to you and say, and so what? And then it'll be like, no, I'm afraid. What are you afraid of? And it'll be, I'm afraid of failing. And so what if you fail? So you keep questioning and questioning each answer that comes up until you realize it's no big deal. So what if you fail? I mean, Colonel Sanders, according to the story, failed 999 times. And then KFC came about. Imagine if Colonel Sanders had given up on his recipe from trying and trying and trying to sell his recipe, we wouldn't have had a KFC in this world. Oh my God.
My God. Oh my God. Really,
So if
really.
you have a longing to do something, just do it. And so what if it doesn't succeed? Fear is the one thing that holds us back. And when you break it down with your questions, you realize, and so what? This is just a journey. And until we fail, we're not going to succeed. I mean, you don't necessarily fail to succeed, but it's when you fail and pick yourself up and do it again and again, it makes it easier to succeed. Because you then know what not to do because you failed at that.
Friends, I know that you are eager to know more about Dana and you really don't want to let us stop. But you know what? We have to. We have to because the time is really running out and we have to finish tonight because we have to come back next week with Star Darbar. Yes, we are not letting Diana go. She's going to be here with us and absolutely we'll be back again with her next week. So please stay blessed, stay well, and wait for me and Star Darbar. Take care, guys, and have a fantastic night.